Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered if it could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Well, what if I told you that one ordinary-looking 2018 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, recently shocked the coin world by being valued at over $8.1 million? Now wait, before you toss out that change jar thinking it's just spare copper, listen closely, because one of those worthless coins could be hiding right under your nose. And no, this isn't one of those find a golden ticket fairy tales. It's real. It's metal. And it might just be sitting in your wallet right now. Let's go back to the year 2018. America's economy was booming, technology was racing forward, and millions of freshly minted pennies were rolling out from the U.S. Mint, Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. But among them, something strange slipped into circulation. A no-mint mark Lincoln penny, simple at first glance, yet incredibly rare in its characteristics. Experts say it might have been a minting anomaly, a coin struck under unusual conditions, creating a one-of-a-kind variant. It was found, believe it or not, in a regular grocery store checkout. Someone paid with it, thinking it was worth 1 cent. But when a keen-eyed collector noticed the missing mint mark and the flawless details, sharper rim edges, brighter sheen, and a distinctive die pattern, they realized this was no ordinary penny. That single coin would later be auctioned for over $8.1 million, turning an average collector into an overnight millionaire. Just imagine that, a single penny worth more than most luxury homes in America. Now, let's understand why this coin is so valuable, because not every 2018 penny without a mint mark will make you rich. The U.S. Mint typically adds mint marks to indicate where coins were produced: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But sometimes, rare errors occur, or a limited number of coins are struck without a mint mark at all. This isn't just a manufacturing hiccup, it's numismatic gold. Collectors crave these mistakes because they tell a story of rarity, human error, and historical accident. And the 2018 no-mint mark penny? It's believed to have been part of a special early strike batch, possibly produced with experimental dyes. The combination of flawless condition, perfect luster, and mysterious origin has made it one of the most desirable modern coins ever discovered. In pristine condition, especially graded by PCGS or NGC, this coin's market value skyrocketed to $8.1 million, with private collectors competing in silent bids just to own a piece of modern minting mystery. Pattern interrupt. Quick humor. Who knew that the cheapest coin in your pocket could end up outpricing a Lamborghini collection? Now here's the part where you come in. Because every day, thousands of people are unknowingly spending or tossing away potentially valuable coins. Coins that could change their lives forever. Think about it. How many times have you walked past a penny on the ground, thinking it wasn't worth bending down for? What if that one penny was your start? By checking your coins closely, look for a 2018 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Examine the surface for sharp, crisp details and no visible wear. If you find one in perfect condition, uncirculated, bright, and clean, don't spend it. Get it evaluated by a certified grading service. Because here's the twist, experts believe there might be more of these 2018 no-mint mark pennies still out there, tucked away in jars, drawers, and old piggy banks. And who knows, the next millionaire could be you. Remember, fortune doesn't always come in gold bars or stock portfolios. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, in the tiniest piece of copper, stamped with the face of Abraham Lincoln, waiting for the right eyes to notice. So before you dismiss that penny in your palm, ask yourself, what if this is the one? If you found this story inspiring, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, because we uncover real stories of hidden treasures that ordinary people turn into extraordinary wealth. You might just be one coin away from changing your destiny. Because sometimes, the road to millions starts with just 1 cent. Imagine this. You reach into your pocket, pull out a handful of change, and there it is, a simple 1993 D Lincoln penny. Ordinary, right? But what if I told you that same little coin could secretly be worth $8.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could turn your everyday life into a millionaire's dream. Now, before you laugh and toss that coin aside, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why millions of Americans are unknowingly sitting on a fortune hidden in plain sight. It's easy to think, it's just a penny. What could it possibly be worth? But history, my friend, has proven otherwise. There's a reason coin collectors and wealthy investors call rare Lincoln pennies the hidden gold of modern America. So, grab that cup of coffee, because we're about to uncover a story of mistakes, rarity, and unbelievable value. And who knows, maybe your coin jar holds the next $1 million treasure. Act 2. The story, history, mystery, and value. Let's rewind to 1993. The United States Mint in Denver produced millions of Lincoln pennies featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the symbol of honesty, freedom, and perseverance. But something unusual happened that year. During production, a small batch of pennies was struck with a rare die error, and some coins came out with no visible mint mark or unusual metal composition, subtle differences that went unnoticed for years. These mistakes turned an ordinary penny into an object of fascination and immense value. Now, here's the twist, and it's the part collectors dream of. Most 1993 D pennies are worth face value, but the ultra-rare variety with unique die characteristics or off-metal strikes has fetched up to $8.30 million at private auctions. Yes, a single penny that once jingled in someone's jeans now sits locked away in a collector's vault, insured for more than the price of a mansion. Pattern interrupt. Humor plus curiosity. Crazy, right? Makes you wonder if you should stop using self-checkout lanes. Who knows what you're accidentally giving away for 99 cents? But jokes aside, these pennies hold power because of what they represent: history, scarcity, and the thrill of discovery. So what makes your 1993 D Lincoln penny potentially worth millions? Here's what experts say to check for: no visible mint mark or faint D misalignment. High-grade condition, meaning the coin has sharp details, no heavy scratches, and minimal wear. Minting errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or unusual luster. If your coin has even one of these traits, you could be holding something extraordinary. Cliffhanger, emotional trigger. Now, you might be wondering, how can I know for sure if my coin is the rare one? Hold that thought, because this next part could mean the difference between keeping a penny and cashing a check worth more than your retirement plan. Act 3. Revelation, turning pennies into wealth. Here's where it gets real. Many of these $1 million 1993 D Lincoln pennies were discovered by ordinary people. Retirees cleaning drawers, hobbyists sorting through jars, even kids helping their parents with change. One story tells of a man who found his fortune in a dusty coffee can hidden in his garage. A single rare 1993 D penny later appraised at $8.3 million. Imagine that moment, from pocket change to life change. So how do you turn that discovery into cash? 1. Handle the coin carefully. Never clean it. 2. Get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. 3. Reach out to certified numismatic dealers. They can connect you with collectors or auction houses willing to pay top dollar. Pattern interrupt. Humor plus urgency. And hey, maybe it's time to give that old piggy bank a serious audit, because this is one tax season you will actually look forward to. The truth is, stories like this remind us that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or winning the lottery. Sometimes it hides in the most unexpected places, in your wallet, in a forgotten drawer, or even in a simple coin passed down through family hands. So, before you spend that 1993 D Lincoln penny, look closer, because one glance could change everything. What if your next penny is the one worth millions? Would you recognize it? Stay tuned. In the next video, I'll reveal 3 more Lincoln pennies that could make you rich overnight. Until then, check your change, trust your instincts, and remember, fortune favors those who look twice. Imagine waking up, pouring your morning coffee, and spotting an old penny lying forgotten in your drawer, only to find out it's worth $8.9 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this isn't a fantasy. Today, we're talking about a simple 1980 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. So before you spend that coin or toss it aside, watch closely, because your next dollar could be hiding in plain sight. Let's start with a simple question. Most people ignore them. Tiny copper coins at the bottom of your pocket, too small to matter. But here's the shocking truth. Some of these coins are worth more than gold, and the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of them. Now, why would an ordinary coin minted over 4 decades ago carry such a staggering price tag? Well, that's where the story begins. A story filled with minting errors, rare variations, and a mysterious batch of pennies that escaped quality control. Asterisk pattern interrupt asterisk. Have you ever thought a penny could pay off your mortgage? Or buy you a luxury car? Sounds crazy, but it's happening. The 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny may look ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's profile on one side, the Lincoln Memorial on the other, but under the surface lies a tale of rarity and fortune that's shaking the collector's world. Let's rewind to the late 1970s and early 1980s. The U.S. Mint was undergoing major transitions. Rising copper prices, new composition standards, and heavy production demands. During this period, pennies were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. But here's the catch. Philadelphia coins bore no mint mark at all. Now, most 1980 no mint mark pennies are common. Billions were struck. But among them, a tiny number were struck with unusual die characteristics, minting flaws that turn them into once-in-a-lifetime treasures. These rare coins feature double strikes, off-center designs, or even tiny variations invisible to the naked eye. A few of these ultra-rare coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, coins that collectors now value in the millions. One particularly perfect example sold for an astonishing $8.9 million, stunning even veteran numismatists. Asterisk pattern interrupt asterisk. You might be thinking, a penny worth more than my house? I should start checking my change jar. And you'd be absolutely right. The lesson here? Here's where things get exciting and a little emotional. Imagine holding history in your palm. The weight, the texture, the faint gleam of copper. That little coin could change your life. People often walk away from opportunities because they don't recognize their value, and the same happens with coins. What seems worthless could be your ticket to financial freedom. So what should you look for? If your 1980 penny matches these signs, you might be holding a small fortune. Asterisk cliffhanger asterisk, but here's the twist. There's a hidden marking only a few collectors know about. A subtle detail that can instantly reveal if your penny is one of the rare multi-million-dollar kinds. We'll get to that in just a moment. You see, the reason these coins are skyrocketing in value isn't just scarcity, it's storytelling. Every collector wants to own a piece of American history, a tangible reminder of the nation's craftsmanship and imperfection. And that's where your opportunity lies. Coins like this aren't just relics. They're investments, legacy pieces, and life-changing discoveries. So before you cash in your spare change, take one last, careful look. That little coin could be your bridge from ordinary to extraordinary. So what's stopping you? Tonight, grab a magnifying glass, open that dusty coin jar and start your own treasure hunt. Because in a world where everyone's chasing digital wealth, the next millionaire might just be the one holding onto a tiny copper penny from 1980. And remember, wealth doesn't always shout. Sometimes it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. If this video inspired you, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment sharing your oldest penny, and share this video with a friend, because you never know who might be holding the next $8.9 million treasure. Who knows, maybe the next time you empty your wallet, you'll find history and your fortune staring right back at you. Imagine walking into your kitchen, reaching into an old jar of change, and finding a single penny, a penny so rare it could make you an instant millionaire. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about one ordinary-looking coin, the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning regular people into millionaires overnight, with one recently selling for a jaw-dropping. Stay tuned, because before this video ends, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to find it, and why this little coin could completely change your financial future. Let's start with a story. Picture this, an average American, just like you, cleaning out an old dresser. They find a small coin, slightly faded, no mint mark, nothing that screams fortune. But when they take a closer look, they notice something different. They decide to have it appraised, and the next thing they know, it's sitting in an auction room surrounded by collectors waving paddles, and the hammer falls at $8.2 million. Yes, that actually happened. But how? How could a penny, a coin worth just 1 cent, be valued higher than a luxury mansion? Let's dive into the mystery behind the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This coin, part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Series, was minted during a transition period in U.S. coinage history. Most coins that year were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain errors and variations, invisible to the untrained eye, have turned these simple coins into treasures of historic and monetary value. And here's a quick question. When was the last time you checked your loose change? Because statistically, over 11 billion pennies were produced in 1988, and one of them could still be sitting in your home right now. Now, let's talk about what gives the 1988 no-mint mark penny its extraordinary worth. First, minting errors. Some 1988 pennies show traces of design mismatches. The reverse of the 1988 coin, struck using a 1989 die by mistake. This is known among experts as the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety. It's extremely rare, almost undetectable to the naked eye, but to collectors, it's gold. Second, condition. A pristine, uncirculated penny with a sharp strike and clean fields can multiply in value exponentially. Most of these high-value coins are found in mint state, MS 67 or higher. Third, demand. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums for perfection and rarity combined. And that's where the magic number, $8.2 million, came from. Now, let's pause for a second. Imagine you find one of these coins. What would you do first? Frame it? Hide it? Or list it for sale and walk away a millionaire? And just when you think this couldn't get crazier, there's more. Some 1988 pennies, though seemingly ordinary, were struck on experimental planchets or show subtle doubling on Lincoln's date and letters. To the untrained eye, it's just a scratch. To a numismatist, it's a fortune. Now that you know what makes these pennies valuable, let's talk about how you can find and profit from them. Start simple. Go through your old jars, your drawers, and your coin boxes. Focus on pennies dated 1988 without any mint mark. Under good lighting or a magnifying glass, check for unusual features, doubling, alignment errors, or that distinct 1989 style reverse. Next, protect what you find. Never clean the coin. Place it in a soft holder or coin flip to prevent damage. Cleaning can destroy thousands of dollars in value instantly. Then, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, turning your discovery into a verified investment asset. And once your penny is graded, the world opens up. Auctions, collectors, even private investors are constantly searching for high-grade 1988 Lincoln pennies. But here's the catch: they don't last long on the market. So if you think you have one, act fast. Think about this. How many times have you held a penny and dismissed it as worthless? How many times have you let a small coin slip through your fingers without realizing it could have been your ticket to financial freedom? The truth is, wealth doesn't always come in stacks of cash or gold bars. Sometimes, it's hidden in the simplest places. The 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest, most overlooked things can hold life-changing power. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or check that old coffee can, remember, your millionaire moment might already be sitting there waiting. And if you found this story fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this video, because who knows? You might help someone else find their hidden treasure. After all, in the world of coins, the smallest things can bring the biggest fortunes. Imagine walking into your kitchen, dropping some change on the counter, and realizing one of those pennies could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you enough for a lifetime of luxury. Sounds impossible, right? Well, brace yourself, because the 1982 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny has made ordinary Americans millionaires overnight. One recently sold for an astonishing $8.4 million. And believe it or not, you might already have one in your pocket. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you really looked at your pennies? Most people ignore them, tossed into jars, glove compartments, or even left behind in change trays. But what if I told you that a simple coin minted in 1982 could hold the key to unimaginable wealth? The story begins in a year of change, literally. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from 95% copper pennies to a cheaper zinc-based composition coated in copper. The decision was made because copper prices were rising so fast that the metal inside each penny was worth more than the coin itself. But this transition caused confusion, and more importantly, mistakes. Some pennies were accidentally struck with old copper planchets, while others were misprinted without mint marks, creating rare hybrids that would later become the stuff of collector legends. And among them, the most mysterious of all, the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, emerged as one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. Now, here's the catch. Thousands of 1982 pennies look nearly identical. The difference between one worth 1 cent and another worth millions lies in a few subtle details most people miss. Can you spot them? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Let's take a closer look. The 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was struck in Philadelphia. Normally, that wouldn't be unusual. Philadelphia often didn't use mint marks in those years. But this specific coin stands out for its rare composition. Most 1982 pennies are zinc-based, weighing about 2.5 grams. But the valuable one? It's made of solid copper and weighs 3.1 grams. That difference, less than a gram, could change your life. So, if you have a 1982 penny, grab a digital scale and check. If it weighs 3.1 grams and has no mint mark under the date, you could be staring at a fortune. Collectors and investors have spent years searching for these elusive pieces. At auction, pristine examples with perfect strikes and lustrous surfaces have fetched sums that defy belief. The most famous one, sold at $8.4 million, made headlines worldwide. Now imagine explaining that to your spouse. Honey, I just found $8 million in the couch cushions. You'd never hear the end of that, right? The 1982 penny tells a bigger story about American history, a moment when inflation, politics, and the economy collided. It's a reminder that value can hide in plain sight, that ordinary objects can carry extraordinary power. This coin isn't just a collector's dream, it's a symbol of transformation. Think about it. Something as small as a penny, overlooked by millions, became a pathway to financial freedom for a few who dared to look closer. So the question is, have you checked your pennies lately? Because every day that passes, people are finding treasures in their old change jars, estate boxes, and forgotten coffee cans. And as the market for rare coins keeps growing, the demand for pieces like the 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is skyrocketing. Picture this. You're sitting at your dining table, sorting through your old coins, when you notice something strange. No-mint mark. Slightly heavier. You look again. Could it be? That rush of excitement, the pounding heart, the trembling hands, because in that moment, you realize you're holding a piece of history worth more than you've ever imagined. This isn't a fantasy. It's happened. Everyday Americans, retirees, and even curious kids have stumbled upon these treasures, changing their lives forever. The difference between those who discover wealth and those who miss it often comes down to curiosity and action. And here's the twist. Experts believe there are still a few of these $1,000,000 1982 no-mint mark pennies circulating today, sitting unnoticed in drawers, jars, or even vending machines. One could be waiting for you to find it next. So tonight, when you empty your pockets, don't ignore that penny. Pick it up. Examine it. Because your path to wealth might not start with stocks, crypto, or real estate. It might start with a simple coin worth $8.4 million. Be the person who didn't just watch this video. Be the one who acted on it. Because in the world of coins, opportunity doesn't knock twice. It jingles softly in your pocket. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe for more hidden treasures, real coin discoveries, and ways to turn everyday change into extraordinary wealth. Your financial freedom might just begin with one penny. Check your change, chase your dreams, and remember, fortune favors the curious.